All right, let's take you to this now. The Economic Freedom Fighters set to officially launch its 2026 Local Government Elections Manifesto, while also marking its 13th anniversary at the Thohoyandou Stadium in Limpopo. Party leader Julius Malema is expected to deliver the keynote address. Let's get more now on the preparations that are currently underway. SABC News anchor Thulasizwe Simelane is there for us. And Thulas, good evening to you. And certainly it looks like behind you the stage is set, and also, of course, a lot of focus on what the EFF will have to say then as far as its own promises to, its supporters and those that it is hoping to court. Perhaps you give us a sense of what the preparations are like behind you.
Yeah, absolutely, Bongiwe. Good evening to you, and it's great to talk to you from this side of this project that you and I do together, the full view. We are live to you from the Thohoyandou Stadium. The build-up is well and truly on. It's a bit crispy this evening here in Thohoyandou, and I suppose it sets the scene. It's atypical of this area the way I know it, but it's a bit crispy in the air this evening ahead of the EFF hoping to heat things up. With 103 days to go to November the 4th, the EFF is turning 13 years old and will be coming and descending in numbers at the Thohoyandou Stadium tomorrow to unveil its election manifesto. This is a party that will be participating in their third local government election, right? Remember, there was 2016 when they effectively became the kingmakers in many municipalities, including the metros in cities such as Johannesburg, as well as Tshwane and other areas, and also started participating really at the local government sphere. Then there was 2021 when the EFF grew in terms of its electoral support to about 11% or thereabouts, and then now you have this upcoming election coming up in November. Let's take up the conversation then with the EFF's Secretary General. I'm joined by Marshal Dlamini, who is here to check on things and ensure that everything is coming together and that the flags are being put up where they should be, the stage is set where it should be. Marshal, good evening. Thank you for talking to us. So just the choice of venue where you're starting your campaign this time around. Last time around, the conversation was slightly different as far as electoral performance is concerned at the local government level. Let's park national level for a moment. You did well and you grew across the country, but you were concerned about your performance in Limpopo. Is that partly why you're starting here this time around, or are the reasons different?
Yeah, evening, brother, and evening to the viewers at home. Yes, definitely. Every time we conduct elections, we go back and give a report to the Central Command team and look at where we did not perform well. And Limpopo, especially this part of the region, where you still find the ruling party with over 70% voter support, and the EFF has not done well in these areas. And there's been an issue that the EFF doesn't exist in Vembe and all that, and then we took a decision. We go where people say the EFF cannot exist, and we're here to break the ground, to build the organization, and we're confident of this area. That's why we're not scared to come and lodge our manifesto in an area where it's supposed to be the most difficult part of the EFF in terms of support base. So we're here in Thohoyandou Stadium. It's all systems go tomorrow. 13 years of existence of the organization. Also lodging our manifesto, as you said, we're marching towards the 4th of November, where we're going for decisive victory. And this is one of the areas that the EFF needs to get victory.
So then talk to us about what we can expect, right? Because I suppose part of what your electoral promises and undertakings to the electorate will be informed by the realities at local government. What are they, because you can't do everything, what would be the top priorities? I'm not asking you to launch your manifesto with us live now on TV. It would be great if you did, but that's not what I'm asking you. So what do you consider to be the most pressing issues in local government that you can highlight and say tomorrow, look out for these themes?
Look, the reality, it's our people. They always become a priority. That the manifesto that we're going to launch, it has to speak to our people. And not just speak to our people in generic. It has to speak to the homes of each and individual, the young, old, employed, unemployed, the homeless, the ones that don't have houses, the ones that don't have access to land, the ones that don't have job opportunities. It's going to cover all those aspects, but again, more in governance. Yeah. Remember that as a country we are transitioning now from liberation struggle politics to governance politics, where South Africans, they're not interested of where you come from, of how much slogans and how much political songs you can sing. They are demanding governance, and that is going to be the theme and the obsession on the EFF, that we need to bring the best of the best. We need to bring governance in our communities. You've seen the Auditor General, where it says almost all these municipalities have collapsed. The money is being wasted on a daily basis. Everything else has been outsourced, including a simple thing of going to go and buy milk for the staff at the municipality. All that has been outsourced through tenders. So it's all those issues that our manifesto is going to talk to say it can't continue as such. We need a new thinking. We need quality leadership, people who understand governance, and professionals and people who are qualified to run these municipalities, and that's going to be the emphasis of our manifesto.
So two more themes that I want to pick up. I'm clearly picking up the word governance is going to be important, and I've picked up even in the build-up that a key component will be governance. But there are certain promises that are almost in the DNA of the EFF, right? Your cardinal pillars, the issue around land at municipal level. What's the conversation there? That's one. The other one being you've always had this promise and theme about healthcare, access to healthcare on a 24-hour basis at the local level. Just talk to those two, and then I'll ask you about your mayoral candidates.
Look, you are correct. There can't be any EFF manifesto launched without speaking to land. Before we can resolve anything, we have to resolve the issue of land. It's a number one cardinal pillar of the EFF. It's the number one policy of the EFF, because we know once we have resolved that question, then the true liberation of our people, it will arrive. In the absence of them having access to land to build their lives, there won't be any freedom. It remains a myth. So the issue of land, we're going to talk to it to say our people in the local municipalities where the real action happens, that's where our people live. They don't live in the provincial government, but in the local municipalities, they must have access to land where they can be able to build their businesses and do what they need to do. The issue of healthcare, you would know even in this term we had MMCs in Johannesburg and Tshwane. The MMC of Johannesburg has demonstrated already what the EFF said about the 24-hour clinics. She has opened 4 in Johannesburg now that are currently operating. Right. So we're going to be continuing with that because we want to take that nationwide where our people can have access to quality healthcare. All
right, I'm out of time, so I'm going to skip the issue around the mayors and ask you for your reaction to the High Court decision that has come out this morning in that application. The EFF was not a passive observer. You were in the in the arena, in a manner of speaking. Are you disappointed with the outcome, or are you accepting of the outcome?
No, we're disappointed of the outcome. Firstly, because the Apex Court, the Constitutional Court, has ruled on this matter that let's go back and the Parliament let it not shift its responsibilities. It must do its work and make sure that impeachment committee it goes ahead. And now a High Court has accepted the interdict. But also it exposes what the EFF said about Cyril Ramaphosa when he took office, that he's just talking the issues of accountability, of transparency. He's lying. He's like all other ANC leaders, because he's running to court now. That impeachment committee has not made any ruling. We just say there's answers that you need to answer. Why would you want to interdict when the office that you're supposed to account, the country that you're supposed to lead, as Mr. Transparency saying, look like there's something that we need to ask you. They wanted to ask questions. They've not said you are guilty of anything. He's running away from answering questions, and then he claims to be a man of transparency. But we said that as the EFF, and it's been proven now. From CR17, they sealed the reports. Now is stopped and using the courts. We're not going to give up on that fight. Parapara will never die, and Cyril Ramaphosa is going to account. It doesn't matter today or tomorrow, but eventually the EFF will make sure that there's accountability, and we'll finish what we've started.
Marshal Dlamini, I've got to thank you for your time. He is the Secretary General of the EFF. Just in the build-up, the team, the leadership of the EFF coming through to check on the setting here at the Thohoyandou Stadium. So that's how it's looking from here, Bongiwe. Let me hand it back to you. We will continue with the build-up, and SABC News will give you full coverage of the EFF manifesto launch, and it will be happening at the stadium tomorrow.
And it's always good not to be alone, right? Even though you are there and I'm here, so it's good to know that we're still in each other's company this evening. We'll chat to you again, Thulas, in the next hour. Thank you so much for that. My colleague there in Thohoyandou for us, that is Thulasizwe Simelane.